Good afternoon and welcome to our virtual open day for sport at Uxbridge College. My name's Lucy and I'm hosting the session today, and in just a moment I will hand over to my colleague Martina, who will give you some more details about the sport provision. Just before we do that, if you haven't registered already with us, please use the link that's in the chat box at the moment. If you register, we can then send the links out to the presentation to you, and also just keep you updated with college news and information. We are taking questions, so if you do have any questions, just pop them into the chat today and we'll aim to answer as many of those as we can at the end of the session. And I'm now going to hand over to Martina, who will give you the information about Sport and Exercise Performance Centre. Martina.
Lovely, thank you, Lucy. Okay, welcome then all of you to the virtual online open day. I'm glad you could all make it. So really what I want to do today is to introduce you to some of the things that we do here at the Sport and Exercise Performance Centre in Uxbridge College. As you've probably all been made aware, we have a number of selected courses, sport courses here from levels 1 to 3 that you can have a look at on the Uxbridge College website. But I want to let you know a little bit more about what we do alongside those courses. So, firstly, what you would be able to achieve if you were to come here and study on sport would be some fitness and sport industry recognised qualifications. And so we feel that you would benefit from studying these qualifications, as it really does make you ready for employment and builds up your CV for when you finish with us. So you would study your sports course and these additionalities, which are really important to give you the valuable skills that you would need in order to be employable within the sport and fitness sector. But also it helps you to progress on to university as well. So we feel that these are really important, something that we tend to specialise in here at the college and in the Sport and Exercise Performance Centre. The other thing that we've got here are our Uxbridge College Sports Academies, okay? And so if you came here, you would have the opportunity of being a performance student athlete, all right? And with our links to amateur and professional clubs supported by our partnership sport organisations, and I've put up the logos there. So we are associated with Chelsea Foundation for Football, Thames Valley Cavaliers for Basketball, Blaze Netball and Uxbridge Cricket Club. But even if those aren't your particular sports, we still like to ensure that we support any of our athletes in order to help them achieve whatever their goals are. Now, part of the Sport Academy programmes that they run alongside your academic studies. So you're able to train and play whilst you get educated. As a performance student athlete, you would receive integrated education and sports academy timetable, player-centered coaching provided by our partnership sports organisations, as I mentioned earlier. All the college teams are included in the Association of Colleges and National Schools competitions. You would have access to the fully equipped performance gyms, you would have a strength and conditioning programme. You would have access to on-site physiotherapy treatment. And all of this obviously will be supported by our experienced Sports Performance Centre staff. So certainly super benefits there for being part of our Uxbridge Sports Academies and being a performance student athlete. Alongside that then, I mentioned a little bit about having access to those sports facilities. Well, whether you're a performance student athlete or whether you are on our sports courses here at the college, then you would have access to these state-of-the-art facilities, including a strength and conditioning facility and performance lab. So as you look at these images now, you've got the performance lab on the right there, and obviously we've got a massive sports hall, a double court sports hall. And not only that, we have access to the Hillingdon Leisure facilities as well. Now, a little bit more about that sports performance lab, okay? In there, then we've got our Technogym squat rack and Alico platform. We've got a Technogym ergo bike, okay, where we can do our fitness testing on. We use polar heart rate monitors. We've got speed gates and force plate platforms, which we would utilize with the academies, but also into the sports courses that you were doing, and you would have access to those facilities and learn how to use them efficiently and effectively, which would support you wherever you go, whether that be into industry or onto higher education. And here, what I'm showing you here, just a little image of our strength and conditioning facility. And again, you would definitely have access to that when you study sport here at the college. A little bit more then about what we also do to support you whilst you would be here studying. And obviously we have a really comprehensive visit program where we will go out to different establishments, whether they be employer establishments. We run a number of trips each year where you would go and experience maybe some outward bound type activities. Here you've got some images there where we've gone to the Hillingdon outward bound establishment called HOAC, and where we've had learners go and do some snowboarding, just some examples. But we do go out into London and go to places like Lee Valley. The other thing that we do, and this is where our current students get involved in, is the delivery of sports events as well. So we have an annual event called This Girl Can event, and obviously we bring in potential students. You may be one of those students who's been into the college on this event, and we get our current students to support these events. So you get experience in delivering activities to other people. So where can you go? So if you did come here and if you were part of our program, you know, studying at the Sports and Exercise Performance Centre here, then, you know, what is there for you after, if you know, successful completion of the courses? Well, we really concentrate here on your progression routes and where is your studying going to take you. And so some of those progression routes might be to university. And we've got some really good links with our surrounding universities within the London area. And I've put a couple of their logos up onto the screen there where we've had students go to those universities, but they're not just the only universities. We have had students go nationwide to other universities like Birmingham, Nottingham to study physiotherapy, Bath University to study sports science. So there are amazing opportunities for you as well. Not only that, we also have students who do extremely successfully and progress into industry. And so some of our key partners I've placed on this screen here, whereby we've obviously put on a very comprehensive work experience program, and whereby you may have an opportunity to actually go out and work for 5 weeks within industry, dependent on what course you do. And at the end of that, we've had learners that have been really successful and have been given an opportunity to therefore go and work within these organisations and within the schools where they've gone and done this employment. So a really, really successful programme there to give you the experience and get that necessary CV notification, so that, you know, we are building up you so that you have got those necessary skills to go and work within industry. So they're just some of the real key things that we tend to concentrate on here at the college. And to really sort of make that or a bit more confirmed to you, I'm now going to show you a little video, and I hope that you can hear this properly and you are completely amazed by what we do here for our students and what we can offer you. Hope you enjoy this little clip here. Okay, so I really hope that you enjoyed that little video clip of what you would expect to see if you came and studied here at the college. And really, that's all from me today. Thank you for attending. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Martina. Just to say, if the sound wasn't very clear on the video, don't worry, we will have that put onto our YouTube channel just so that you can see that in more detail and at your own leisure. So thank you for joining us. I'm just going to have a quick look just to see if we've got any questions in the chat. Just one of the things, Martina, just to ask about is just in terms of the progression routes available. So students can start at a level 1 and then progress on to higher levels. Is that correct? How does that work?
Yep, so any student can progress up the levels. It doesn't matter what level you start at here at the college. Obviously, there may be some criteria that you need to ensure that you hit in order to progress, but you can start at a level 1. And we've had learners that have gone all the way through the levels and then have successfully gone to university.
Perfect. And one of the questions that came in just as you started to talk about that was the amount of GCSE grades that you need, how many? And again, that will depend on the level that you go on to, won't it?
Absolutely. That will depend on the course that you go on to, absolutely. And obviously you can find that information on the website.
Yeah, the website, all of the courses on the website do give you the entry requirements, so you can check out what's required. And again, we always say to students, do apply for the course that, you know, if you think you're going to get 5 GCSEs grades 9 to 4, apply for the level 3, but don't worry, you make your application and then we'll be able to help you to get on the right course from there. A couple of other questions that have come in, Martina, for you. Is it possible to study more of the theory than the practical side?
Generally, the split between theory and practical, you tend to do a bit more theory than practical anyway. So again, it depends what level you're on. And so the split could be probably 70 to 30 split, 70 theory, 30% practical. But again, there are different units that you will study. So there may be a different level of practical that you would have to do in one unit different to the next.
And then just another couple of questions in terms of the level 3. One of the questions was, how many days a week would you need to come into the college for that? And also, if you don't get the grades, what are the options?
There is always options. If you don't get the grades for the course that you originally applied for, then we'll always try and find something for you and accommodate you. So yeah, I mean, obviously we want you to work extremely hard on your GCSEs and get the highest grades possible, but you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. So there's always going to be a course here for you. What was the other question, Lucy? Sorry,
yeah, 2 in 1 there, wasn't it? Sorry. How many days a week would you normally have to study for the level 3?
Yeah, so 4 days a week. We normally have the day off. The day off tends to be a Wednesday, and that is really for sport. So if you're part of the academies, then that would sort of really entail that. But it's normally 4 days a week.
Great. And if you've already passed a level 2 in sport, but you didn't pass your English and maths, can you still do level 3 alongside retaking English and maths?
Yeah, you can. We give the opportunity here, which I think is great, if you were unfortunate not to achieve your English and maths at GCSE. So you can go on to a level 3 if you have a high grade at level 2, and you can retake English and maths. Yeah.
That's great, thank you. And one of the questions that also came up was, how many courses can you do? And we would normally recommend 1 full-time course, so you can give your all to that.
Yeah.
Great. I think that's all of the questions that we've had. So just to final wrap up from me, just to say thank you very much, Martina. You know, really good content. It's always good to find out what our students study and what they can go on to do. And just to let you know, if you didn't see our welcome session earlier today, that will be available on our website, and some of the things about support and how to apply for courses, that information is on there, so do have a look at that. And obviously, if you have registered, we will send you the link, but if you haven't registered, don't worry, that link is in the chat box, so you can go along and register yourself, and we can get the link sent out to you. More detailed course information, including those entry requirements and the course content that Martina's talked about in more detail, is available on the website. So do head to the Sport and Exercise Performance Centre section and you'll be able to find what you need there. And also our full-time guide will be available online soon, but you'll be able to get a hard copy as well. And we'll email you with details how to get that. Applications are open. So if you think you know what you want to do, that's brilliant. Then head online and you can apply straight away. So we hope you've enjoyed the session. Thank you very much for joining us today. And again, if you want to look at any of the other curriculum and the welcome session that we did, then do go to our open day section. And just remains to say thank you very much for joining us and have a good rest of the evening. Thank you.